Okay, down here with Felicity in northern Tasmania. You've really turned the weather on for us, I can say.
It's making us happy, Shane, to
No,
be
that's
honest. We'd like more rain, so just bring us more. I'm hearing that, Sydney's had plenty. It's very greedy. We'd like you to send it down here, thanks.
No, more rain will be good, I hear. So, but tell us a bit about what you run down here.
So we're mostly beef, well, almost exclusively beef. We do a little bit of fodder cropping just for the stock. But what we've got here is just some of our trade cattle. So they're a little bit of a mixed bag, but they're very happy because they've got their lick feeder.
Yeah, a lot of food.
Helping them put a little bit of condition on because it's been such a tight autumn. We haven't had our usual rainfall. So these are older girls that we're just going to put a bit of condition on and hopefully freshen up for sale in springtime.
Yeah, no. So Felicity, tell me about the transition from lawyer to farmer. What a leap.
Well, I was working in Sydney and decided to come home for a bit and take some time. I was really lucky that Mum and Dad said, yeah, okay, you can come and work for us for a bit.
Yep.
And I guess I suddenly realised there was this whole side of farming that I'd never seen, which was all about engagement with like a lot of different people that make a farm work. So whether that's your bank manager or it's your accountant or your agronomist or your livestock agent. And I love people and governance, and being part of a team of people trying to deliver something was quite exciting. Yeah. But the clincher was meeting Mark. Yep. And it's very McLeod's daughters, I'm afraid. Some cattle literally went through the fence from my parents' property into his place, and he rang my dad and said, you've got cattle over here. And my sister and I, on horseback no less, rode out to retrieve the cattle.
Do you think he did it on purpose?
Well, there's a lot of accusations.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah. The worst part is I had to ask my dad for his phone number so that I could ring him and be like, hey, nice meeting you the other day. And he's just a die-hard farmer. He's always wanted to farm. Yeah. And we sort of found we had quite complementary skills.
Yeah, it seemed like a great team. Like you both bring a lot to the business, and it comes together nice.
Quite well.
Yeah.
It can be challenging because you haven't got the same experience level. So sometimes it'll be like, that's so obvious. He'll be like, that's so obvious to me. And I'm like, is it? Is it really? But overall it works. Yeah.
No,
so it's quite interesting and exciting.
And second generation, is that right? Yeah. Or
third, actually. For both of us. So we're actually standing on ground that Mark's grandfather owned and sold, and then we bought back again and converted back into farmland. My family, my grandfather got a soldier settlement farm in the 60s.
There you go.
Flinders Island, Yeah, and then my parents were both farmers, and so we've got a bit of a farming legacy to keep up.
Because that's interesting in itself. You've got a farm in the middle of the ocean that way. Or,
roughly out there somewhere. It's kind of, we've got 3 different locations now. So we've got sort of roughly 10,000 acres and around 7,000 head of beef now. So it is quite an intensive operation.
So a few questions is, I saw that you're in FarmSafe and a couple of other industry bodies. Kind of what's your view of the industry, where it's going, where you'd like to see it?
I think it's quite an exciting time for farming, and I think we've got the ability to encourage lots of new people into farming because we've got lots of technological advancements. We've got lots of ability to share our industry with people who perhaps haven't thought about a career in ag. But we've also got those challenges of, in the safety space, it's countering sort of some culture that maybe was a little more risk-taking than is probably appropriate at the moment, and we'd love to see sort of some attitudes around that changing. And then I think we've got to bring our consumers on a journey with us. We need them to see and understand what we're doing, and there's a real risk that if we don't do that, decisions can be made about the way we run our business without a deep understanding of why decisions are made and what we're doing. So I think it's quite a challenge ahead of us. But I like a challenge.